Hey, welcome back. So I'm about to see Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm expecting big things from this movie. I'm expecting excitement. I'm expecting fan service. I'm expecting Easter eggs. I know uh, the Disney Plus series WandaVision, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness is supposed to complete some overarching story arc. So I'll let you know what I think about it when I come out. Thanks. So just got out of seeing Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm not going to do a non-spoiler. This is going to be full spoilers. Okay, so if you want non-spoilers, click off. If you don't want to know what's going on, click off. If you don't care if you've already seen it, spoilers. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, so basically because of the whole Mysterio thing and Mysterio revealing Spider-Man's identity, his life gets turned upside down. MJ and Ned, their applications for college keep getting rejected because they're affiliated with Spider-Man and they view him as accomplices. Spider-Man goes to Doctor Strange and, hey, erase everyone's memory of me. It's like, okay, well, except for May, except for Ned, except for MJ, except for this and that, and it just messes up the spell. So then the first, I would say, 10 minutes of the film is actually kind of slow. Then it picks up once you see Doctor Strange. And from the trailers, Alfred Molina's Doc Ock comes through on the freeway, starts fighting Spider-Man, and he's like, well, you're not Peter Parker, at least you're not my Peter Parker. Goblin comes through, messes everything up. Doctor Strange comes through, saves it, starts imprisoning all the multiverse villains in their own little cells. So Spider-Man goes on a mission to go find all the other multiverse villains. Then Doctor Strange is like, you know what, screw it. Their fate is to die from Spider-Man. Not our dimension, not our problem, or not our universe, I should say. Not our universe, not our problem. Peter's like, no, we can save him. So his optimism screws up Doctor Strange's logical view of things, and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man actually get into it, and Spider-Man actually kind of gets the one up on Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is stuck in the mirror dimension for, I think Doctor Strange said, about 12 hours. So at this point, Spider-Man brings all the villains to a hideout saying, hey, I can cure you. So he cures Doc Ock first, and it's like, wow, this is actually legit. So then Jamie Foxx's Electro is like, nah, screw this. Like, I'm a god. Like, I don't want to be cured. I don't want to be a mere mortal. And so him and actually Goblin actually start messing everything up. And like I said, spoilers. Marissa Tomei, Aunt May, dies. Okay? She dies. And you could hear some sniffles in the auditorium in the theater after that. So Spider-Man's Tom Holland's Spider-Man is grieving, and then Ned actually has the sling ring from Doctor Strange that Spider-Man took it, and then Ned just put it on, and then he starts doing the little spinny dimensional thing. Pulls in, like I said, spoilers. Pulls in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man first, and a couple of minutes later, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man second, and I'm sure as you've seen in the theaters, my theater just went freaking ballistic. Claps, screaming, woo, 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 yeah, all this stuff. And it was actually kind of funny because they actually addressed something I was really curious about, if they were going to address Tobey Maguire's organic spider webbing. And they did it, and I was actually really happy they did. So they're formulating a plan to save all the multiverse villains, and Tom Holland's got like a little web fluid capsule. And Toby's like, what's that? It's like, oh, it's for my web shooter. He's like, what are you talking about? It's like, don't you have web shooters? Like, no. Does this little web thing, hits a stool, and there's like, what? How do you do that? It's like, I don't know, it just happened. So that was pretty cool to see. So then they go to the Statue of Liberty, and they start formulating a plan, or they already formulated the plan to nullify all the powers of the multiverse men. So Electro loses his power, Sandman loses his, Lizard loses his. And so in the trailers, the following scene from MJ, and you see the hand try to help her. Goblin actually knocks out of the way Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield saves her, gets his redemption, because you could just see it on his face, like, yeah, I couldn't save what's her name? Not Mary Jane. Totally spacing on the blonde in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, played by Emma Stone. Gwen Stacy. He's like, yeah, I couldn't save Gwen Stacy, but I saved her, MJ. And the audience was like, oh, he got his redemption. He got his redemption. This is great. So as Willem Dafoe and Tom Holland have their final bout, Tom Holland is straight up about to kill him. And Toby's like, jumped in the way, said, nope, this is not the way. You just can't do it. So then Doctor Strange gets out of the mirror dimension. And then that big riff of, oh, they're all coming through, and I don't know if I can stop them. You see some silhouettes. It was really hard to make out, but I think one of the silhouettes was a Rhino, but not of the Amazing Spider-Man Rhino, the big mechanical Rhino. It looked more of like the comic book, like the suit and then the small horn. But it was really hard, and maybe another one might have been Kraven the Hunter. It's so hard to tell. So all the villains and the Toby and Andrew, they go back to their universe. The price to be paid is the world has to forget who Peter Parker is. So MJ, Ned, everyone forgets who Peter Parker is, which is probably a good way to end the relationship with Disney Marvel if Sony just wants to have full control of Spider-Man. That way it's like, oh, where's Spider-Man? Oh, where's Spider-Man? It's like, Peter Parker don't exist. It don't matter anymore. Oh, and it's nice because before the big battle scene, Tom Holland actually mentions, hey, I was an Avenger. And Toby and Andrew is like, what are the Avengers? So then I guess Toby and Andrew are unique in unto their own universe, where they're not part of a team or let alone even other superheroes. So the movie concludes, and then, what was the first post-credit scene? Damn it, I'm totally spacing. Jesus. There's two post-credit scenes. The post-credit scene is Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock Venom. He's at a bar, and Tom Hardy's, what? There's a billionaire in a metal suit that flew around, and there's a big green angry monster. It's like, wow, this world's full of heroes and villains. And then Tom Hardy gets wiped away to his universe, but leaves a little piece of symbiote left. So there we have whatever that universe's Spider-Man, Black Suit Spider-Man Venom will be. And at the very end, because they drag these credits, there's actually another post-credit scene, and it's actually the trailer for Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. Looks good because Wong is saying the worst thing to this universe is you. You are its biggest threat. So that's going to be the next big thing to really look forward to in the MCU. So it was definitely a win, definitely a good movie. I never, other than like the first 10 minutes, after that, I didn't feel like it dragged on. Like I never looked at my phone again. After the post-credit scene, it clocks in at about 2.5-ish hours. So it's great to see Alfred Molina, because Alfred Molina still kills it as Doc Ock. Didn't miss a step, so definitely go see it. Like I said, this was a spoiler, so if you watch this whole video and you're like, oh, you didn't tell me a spoiler, well, shame on you. Just kidding. So I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.